Welcome to Joy Unfiltered. I'm Rachel, and this is a podcast about joy. Not the shiny, performative kind. Not the everything happens for a reason kind. This is joy as a strategy. A way to stay steady when life feels loud. A way to stay human when things are hard. A way to lead, love, and live without burning out or checking out. Some episodes will be just me. Some will be honest conversations with people who have lived their way into a deeper, truer joy. No fixing, no bypassing, just real stories, real tools, and room to breathe. Let's get into it. Welcome to Joy Unfiltered. I'm Rachel, and I'm really glad that you're here. Before we do anything else, I want to say this clearly. This show is not about pretending everything is fine. This is not good vibes only. This is not a glitter sticker slapped on top of grief. This show is about something steadier, something braver, something that actually holds up in real life. It's about this idea that has shaped everything for me and honestly saved me in seasons when I did not feel particularly joyful. Joy is the strategy, not the reward. Let me say that again. Joy is the strategy, not the reward, not the finish line, not the thing that you will get once your life finally behaves. Joy is the way that you stay present. It's the way you build resilience. It's the way you keep your nervous system from snapping like a dried rubber band. It is the way you make better decisions. It's the way you keep loving people. It's the way that you don't disappear inside of stress. And today, in our very first episode, I want to do a couple of things. Define what I mean when I say joy is the strategy, show you the research behind why it works, and give you practical ways to start today without overhauling your life. And a quick note, I'm not your therapist, and this podcast isn't medical advice. If you are dealing with anxiety, depression, trauma, or anything that needs professional support, please get the care you deserve. Joy can be powerful support, but it's not a substitute for a mental health treatment. Okay, let's talk about joy. Most of us were taught to treat joy like a dessert. You do all the hard things, and then you get to feel good. You earn rest. You earn play. You earn lightness. And if you don't earn it, you don't get it. But here's what that creates. It creates a life where your nervous system is constantly in quote unquote later. Later I will exhale. Later I'll feel safe. Later I'll enjoy my life. And later becomes never. Because life keeps lifing. And there's always another email, another headline, another bill, another thing to manage. So joy becomes this luxury item that we put on a shelf and admire from a distance. I want to offer a different approach. Not how do I get rid of the hard stuff so I finally can feel joy, but how do I practice joy in a way that helps me move through the hard stuff? Because here is the truth that no one wants to admit. You don't practice joy when life is easy. You practice joy because life is not. And practicing joy doesn't mean you deny reality. Doesn't mean you put the blindfold on. It means you train your brain and your body to notice what is still true and still good and still steady inside reality. That is the strategy. Let's get into the science in a way that's not all sciencey and boring, because no one came here for a lecture, but you did come here for the receipts. One of the most useful frameworks that we have comes from a psychologist, Barbara Fredrickson, the broaden and build theory. Here is the simple version. When you experience positive emotions like joy, interest, gratitude, contentment, love, your brain literally becomes more open. Your brain literally becomes more open. Your thinking broadens, your perspective widens, and you become more creative and more flexible in how you respond to situations. That matters. That matters because when we're stressed, anxious, or scared, our attention narrows. Stress makes your brain go, threat, problem, danger, fix it now, which is helpful if you're being chased by a bear. But when your bear is modern life, deadlines, conflict, money stress, political stress, loneliness, grief, the pressure to be everything for everyone, that narrowed attention can trap you. It can make you rigid, reactive, exhausted. Positive emotions can help broaden what you see. And then, over time, they help build resources. Not just feelings, resources. Things like stronger relationships, better coping skills, greater creativity, more capacity to handle the hard moments without collapsing. That's the build part. Now, here's the part I love, and not because it's all woo-woo, it's science, it's psychology. There is also research showing that positive emotions can help your body recover faster after stress. Isn't that amazing? Positive emotions, like joy, can help your body recover faster after stress. Barbara Fredrickson and colleagues describe something called the quote-unquote undoing effect. In study where people's stress responses were activated, certain positive emotions helped their cardiovascular system, yes, I said that, certain positive emotions helped their cardiovascular system return to baseline faster than neutral or sad conditions. Translation? Joy doesn't erase stress. Joy can help your body come back from stress. That is huge. And there's more. Another line of research looks at what's sometimes called an upward spiral between positive emotions, social connection, and physical markers of regulation. One study by Koch and Fredrickson found that increases in positive emotions were linked with increases in perceived social connection. And that was associated with improvements in vagal tone, a physiological marker connected to the body's ability to regulate stress. I'm going to say that in human, regular language. When you build small, consistent experiences of positive emotion, joy. So when you build small, consistent experiences of positive emotion, you often feel more connected. And your body becomes more capable of handling stress. Isn't that amazing? Like, our bodies are amazing. And this is why joy is not just fluff and woo-woo. It's not decoration. It's capacity. It's the nervous system strength training. And you know how I love my strength training. It's your nervous system. It's the strength training for your nervous system. And here's one more important fact. Research on sustainable well-being suggests that while genetics and circumstances matter, our intentional activities, things that we do every day with intention, play a meaningful role in our experience of well-being. So the things that you choose Remember that word, choose, choice. I'm going to use that a bunch in this podcast. So the things that you choose to do repeatedly can move the needle. That's the point of this whole podcast, not just this episode, but the whole podcast. You are not powerless and you do not have to wait. Isn't that exciting? Aren't our bodies amazing? Okay. So what is joy? What is joy in this context? Let's define it. Joy is not the absence of pain. Crappy things happen. I know this. The world knows this. Crappy things happen. So joy is not the absence of pain. Joy is not constant happiness. Joy is not saying, I'm fine, when you're really not. Joy is not a performance. It's not pretending. What joy is a lived experience of aliveness. Sometimes joy is laughter. Sometimes joy is peace. Sometimes it's contentment. Sometimes joy is relief. Sometimes joy is meaning. Sometimes joy is connection. Sometimes joy is, I can breathe again. Sometimes joy is a 10-second moment where your shoulders drop and you breathe. That all counts because joy as a strategy is not about intensity. Let me say that again. Joy as a strategy is not about intensity. It's about frequency. It's not about big joy once a year. It's not about your birthday, although birthdays are amazing and can bring lots of joy. But joy is small, intentional action. It's small joy on purpose, consistently. And that is where the compounding happens. So let's talk about 5 practices on how to compound joy. The practical part. These 5 strategies are things that you can use this week. They are simple. They're not easy, but they are simple. And I want you to pick one. Just one. Because we don't have to do perfection here. We do practice. So I'm going to give you 5. Practice number 1, the 20-second joy scan. Once a day, pause and ask, what is one thing that is okay right now? Not perfect, not fixed, just okay. Maybe it's the warmth of your coffee, the fact that you slept, your cat's ridiculous face in the sunlight, a text from a friend, your body getting you through another day. You're not ignoring what's hard. You are noticing. You are noticing small, tiny delights. Ross Gay calls them delights. If you haven't heard of this author, Ross Gay, go get his book, Inciting Delight. It is amazing. You are just finding those small delights. You are expanding your attention to include what is still steady. That's broaden and build in real time. And here's the key. Stay with that delight. Stay with that joy. Stay with that small noticing for 20 seconds. Why? Because your brain needs time to encode it. We are so quick to touch joy and then run away. We need to sit with it. We need to let it land. 20 seconds, that's it. That is practice number 1. Practice number 2, the undoing reset after stress. So when something stressful happens, try this. Exhale longer than you inhale. I'll say that again. That's all you have to do. Exhale longer than you inhale. Unclench your jaw and then ask, what would be kind right now? And then do one small kind thing. One small kind thing for yourself. Maybe it's drinking some water. Maybe it's stepping outside. Send the hard email later. Put your hand on your chest. Text someone, I'm having a moment. This is not about being productive. This is about helping your body come back from activation. This aligns with that undoing effect idea that positive states can help your body recover. So that was practice 2. Practice 3, joy as connection, not consumption. A lot of us chase joy through consumption. We scroll, we shop, we snack, we binge. And listen, I'm not moralizing that. We're all coping. We all do it. My thing is shopping and scrolling and maybe binging. But if you want compounding joy, focus on connection. Because the research shows social connection is deeply intertwined with positive emotion and stress regulation. So here's your assignment. Once this week, send a message that says, thinking of you, no need to respond, just wanted you to feel seen. Do you want me to repeat that? Thinking of you, no need to respond, just wanted you to feel seen. That's it. That's one message. That is one message that can change someone's day. And here's the secret. It changes yours too. So why not? Think about that one person. Who are you going to send that to today? That was practice number 3. Practice 4, the 1 degree upgrade. This one is for the high achievers. Who are they out there? The leaders, the people who want the plan. Instead of trying to change your whole life, ask, what's 1 degree more joyful than yesterday? 1 degree. What's 1 degree more joyful than yesterday? 1 degree could be playing a song that you love, taking a 10-minute walk, moving your body like you're not mad at it or you're not punishing it, eating 1 meal that supports your energy, going to bed 20 minutes earlier, saying no to 1 thing that drains you, saying yes to that 1 thing that fulfills you or fills you. You're not flipping a switch. You are creating a pattern. Small actions compound. This is where the strategy lives. That was practice 4. And now for practice 5. Practice 5, joy language. This one sometimes surprises people. Your brain listens to your words. I know that sounds weird, right? Your brain listens to your words. Words matter. Words matter. So this week, I want you to be really careful about your language. Perhaps you swap I have to for I get to or I choose to. I tell my clients that all the time. You don't have to go to the gym. You get to go to the gym. Or I choose to eat some more leafy greens. Or I get to go to bed early. Now I know, sometimes you don't get to. Sometimes life is heavy. Sometimes you feel like you have to, but you always have a choice. We have a choice and we can reframe anything that we are doing. So if that feels too hard or too heavy, perhaps try this. Instead of I have to, try this matters because, let me give you an example. I'm doing this meeting because my work matters. I am cooking because I want to take care of myself and my family. I am showing up because I am building a life I respect. Meaning is a form of joy. Not giddy joy, not silly joy, not fluffy, steady joy. The kind that holds you up. So, let's talk about this compounding idea. What your brain becomes what you practice. That your brain becomes what you practice. And I want you to take that big idea with you. Your brain becomes what you practice. If you practice stress, urgency, and threat, your system gets really good at stress, urgency, and threat. Your brain is smart, right? So if you practice stress, urgency, and threat, you're going to get really good at stress, urgency, and threat. But what if you practice small, intentional moments of joy? If you start to practice them, your system gets better at noticing them, returning to them, and building on them. Like I said before, this is not about ignoring reality. I promise this is not about ignoring reality, pretending that everything is fine. But what this is about is training yourself to stay open inside the moment. Joy, as we talked about before, widens your options. It increases flexibility. It helps you respond instead of react. Joy is a strategy. Joy is a strategy. Okay, quick challenge for the week. As I said before, for the next 7 days, choose one of those 5 practices. Just one, and do it once a day. And at the end of the day, ask, did that change how I moved through my day? Even a tiny bit. Did that change how I moved through my day? That is how you build an upward spiral. Not with pressure, with repetition. We're building a joy habit. So if you've read or if you've listened to me before, if you've read any of the theory about how we build habits, it is about consistency. Doing it over and over and over and over again. Just like you built a habit of brushing your teeth, we are going to be consumers and experiencers of joy, but we have to start to practice. We have to practice it over and over and over. One of the things that Roski actually talks about, and I think it's kind of funny and it makes me laugh, is that when he sees delight outside, he actually calls it out. Delight. So I used to do that. Sometimes I still do that. And it helped me sync my brain and my body, right? So if you notice it and say it out loud, that even helps you build the habit more quickly. So if this episode even gave you a small exhale, I want you to know something. That exhale matters. That's not nothing. That is your system returning. That is the beginning of the joy strategy. So if you want to go deeper, I wrote about and I'm teaching all of this in my upcoming book. Actually, maybe by the time you listen to this podcast, it will be out. Joy is the strategy. I also built a community around it, the Joy Project. If you are craving people who are practicing building a joy habit, come join us. And if you're listening to this right now, and if you're thinking, joy feels hard, or joy feels triggering, stay with me. We're going to talk about that in the upcoming weeks. You are not broken. Your nervous system is protecting you. That's a good thing. You want your nervous system to protect you, but we just want your nervous system to notice joy. And there is a way forward. In the next episode, we're going to tackle this head on. What joy is not, and why so many of us have a complicated relationship with it. So if you loved this episode, share it with a friend, save this, download this, send me a message with what you're practicing this week. I would love to know. And remember, joy is not the reward, it's the strategy. And from my heart to yours, I am celebrating you today and every day. So have fun, live well, enjoy.